Hey guys, welcome to Silicon Valley Girl. Today we're going to talk about business ideas for post-pandemic world. And I know we're still in the pandemic. I know there are still lockdowns happening in several countries, but we're getting out of it with a new mindset. People realize that if we're stuck at home, there are still plenty of things to do. And this is why in January 2021, 500,000 new businesses were created in the US. If we look at the stats, more than 4.4 million new businesses were created in the US during 2020, the highest total on record. For reference, that's 24% increase from 2019 and 51% increase from the average of 2010 to 2019. Now, if you think that COVID was taking away opportunities from you, with this video, I want to inspire you to look at things in a different way. For a lot of people, it was a life-changing moment when they realized they can actually help the world live better lives and start new businesses. In this video, I'm going to inspire you with some ideas that came to my mind, and I would work on them if I had time. But yeah, I also have a couple of businesses. One of them was highly affected by the pandemic because it's travel-based, but at the same time, my online businesses saw a great increase in revenue. Idea number one, anti-COVID meals and supplements. Maintaining a healthy diet helps you strengthen your immune system, and of course, it would help you in case you get a disease. Of course, your website should have a clear statement that you cannot prevent having COVID by just eating healthy or taking several supplements, but you can improve your general well-being. So maybe it's a meal delivery that helps you maintain this healthy diet, or maybe it's a supplement blend that would help you maintain healthy gut or whatever. So if you are an expert in this topic, do your own research and help people live healthier lifestyle by providing the meals, because every time when I'm busy, I am just tempted to eat out and have an unhealthy snack. And one way to solve this problem is that now I have a lady who comes in and cooks for us, for the whole family, just because we don't have time to cook. But if there was a healthy meal delivery that would focus on boosting your immune system, that would be something I would subscribe for. 129 billion masks are used every single month. This is a crazy number. And there is actually a wave of startups focusing on recycling masks. One of them focuses on creating items that help prevent COVID, like face shields, and another one recycles masks to create containers. Maybe you have some brilliant ideas how we can recycle those masks. The problem is, I've been to Guatemala 3 months ago and we were swimming in the Caribbean, and every time I was at the beach, I saw hundreds of masks. They're everywhere already. There's already been a lot of trash before pandemic in oceans and seas, and now even more. Most of my calls during the pandemic and before the pandemic happened online. I'm just this huge fan of remote work. Imagine that for every online meeting, you have a real-time collaboration doc where you collaborate together, where you add live graphs, charts, dashboards, videos, really anything. This is what Monday.com has just created for Teams. Monday Work Docs enable you to create text made of blocks, so you can embed live objects like boards and charts, and Work Docs always stay relevant, because the problem sometimes, for example, you have like a spreadsheet with current expenses and you create a screenshot and you put it into doc, but then boom, you added more expenses and the number has changed. But with Monday Work Docs, you can actually insert that table and it will be automatically updating. So your whole team is just looking at one doc with data that's always relevant. I've always dreamed of an office where I would have a lot of screens that are tracking our progress in terms of revenue or tracking our progress in a project. This is something I've been dreaming of, but digitally. And this is the best because almost everything now happens online. Work Docs are connected to the rest of Monday.com and other software it integrates with. All of your unstructured words and collaboration can turn into actionable items to keep project processes and workflows moving forward. So if you have a team like I do, Monday.com is a place where you all collaborate, where you don't have to exchange notes all the time because you all have them in different places. This is where you brainstorm together, this is where you track your progress together, and this is where you grow together as a team. Monday.com is sponsoring this video and they gave me a special link for all of you, my followers. And if you click the link below, you would get a full free month of Monday.com to try it out with your team, and I'm sure you'll fall in love with it. The link is down below, check it out. A lot of people these days use smart devices to track whatever is happening to their body. I use Oura Ring, for example, because it tracks everything from my sleep to my body temperature, etc. There are smart watches, smart rings, whatever whatever. But the thing is, there's so much data that is just sitting there and not being analyzed. And for example, Aura now asks you whether you had a COVID vaccine, so they could help you focus on recovery, and you can also see the symptoms that you get after getting a vaccine, like high fever or whatever. So the idea here is to try and work with data and learn how to predict different things. Learn how to predict that you probably getting sick with something, or you're having some after effects after getting a vaccine. You know, I see it as a blue ocean. Just because there's so much data, we haven't learned how to use it yet. So you could partner with one of their hardware firms and collect that data and help people understand their health better. 2020 saw a 700% increase in pet adoptions, starting from birds and rats and hamsters to dogs and cats. Imagine how much stuff people need for their pets. First of all, healthy food. This is an opportunity. The second idea, this is brilliant, online pet training, because again, people are afraid to go out, they don't want to take their pets somewhere, and online training for new pets, this is one of the best ideas. And if you want to start a class, this is a huge opportunity. One of my favorite things I've tried during the pandemic, cohort-based courses. The thing is, again, before the pandemic, we were like, okay, I'm gonna take the course, but I'm gonna meet people offline. Now you can't really, well, in some places you can take offline courses, but when you take an online course, you still want this community feeling. You still want to connect with people. And I took a course from On Deck, and the way they market themselves is Stanford of Online. But the thing is, I just see that knowledge has become a commodity. Like, there is so much stuff we can Google, there is so much stuff on YouTube. But the value of taking a course is connecting with the person that you like and also building relationships. So if you want to create a course, think about this community aspect. And when you think about the community aspect, you also think about apps that could enable that. So for example, there's an awesome app that just appeared during the pandemic called the Icebreaker. So if you're taking a course and there are 100 people in the course, everybody registers on the Icebreaker and they randomly connect people so they could chat for 5 minutes. And this is an app that enables the seamless process, because otherwise the logistics would have been a nightmare. There is another app that I use all the time called Luma. This is where you can schedule your online meetings. This is where you can sell tickets for your online meetings and do overall planning. So just think about this. This is like Mark Zuckerberg is talking about metaverse, basically the universe, but online. You might not like it, but this is where we're moving. People are buying digital clothes for the digital version of themselves, and almost everyone has a digital version of themselves on Instagram, on Facebook, whatever. And so we're moving into that metaverse, and we would need a lot of different apps to facilitate communication. Just think about that. That could be an app that could be easy to start because there's not much code involved. And this is also something you can test really quickly, because this is not some huge idea like, I don't know, recycling masks where you actually need the whole production setup. This is something you could code and try out yourself. Another awesome idea. I don't know if you've ever done that, but during the pandemic, I had a couple of virtual dinners. So this was something organized by YouTube. There were several YouTubers. YouTube ordered food for every one of us, and we jumped on a Zoom call, and we're all eating and chatting to each other, because they used to host those events offline. They would create a dinner for everyone, but they couldn't do it during the pandemic. And this is amazing. Like, for example, I have a friend in Amsterdam, and I really, really want to see her, and I really want to go out with her and have a drink or whatever. What if we created a chain of bars in big locations where you could go and you could click a button? So it's an actual restaurant. You come, you get your food. Your friend in Amsterdam goes to the same chain, goes to that place, also clicks a button, and you're sitting in a booth and you see your friend on a screen. But you also have this physical service where a waiter comes in, you order food, your friend does the same, then you split the bill. Like, the actual experience of dining with someone, but that someone is online. Like, I think this is amazing. If I had time, I would totally do this, and I would bring this idea to life, because I just want to see my friends. And this is not even just the pandemic, it's just my network is all over the world and I miss those people. But I don't want to just jump on Zoom call, because all the online ideas, sometimes they seem like, but why don't you do it just now, Marina? Why don't you bring your laptop to a restaurant? It's just this friction, like nobody does it. And if I see an app that enables everything, that streamlines the process, and because everyone who comes to that place would know why they're coming there. I wouldn't look weird chatting to my friend on screen, but if I bring a laptop to a restaurant, it will be probably too loud and people will be like, why is she chatting to a laptop the whole dinner? That would distract them. But in a place that I'm talking about, there would be special booths, there would be a great screen, very fast internet connection, so you can have the whole experience, actually dress up. It would almost feel like offline. When I talk about such ideas, it seems like we're going to a world that was described in the Black Mirror, but guess what? I think we're going there. Cheers. I know I've talked a lot about being online, but yes, people are actually getting Zoom fatigued and they want to be outside. You can't really do a lot of things indoors right now, depending on where you are, of course, but there is a lot of opportunity to do something outdoors. One of my friends has created an app called locals.org that lets you connect with people based on activities you want to do together offline. Like maybe you are creating a picnic or you just want to explore some particular location, like walk around LA. But this is a way to meet new people offline. And again, I think there is great opportunity around it. Just connecting people in your local community. Again, you would say, but why don't they connect themselves? They need a facilitator. They need someone who would come, or an app, and would say, like, today we are cleaning the grass in this park. Let's meet up, let's talk about how COVID changed our lives. This is the way to go. And this is how you start with a local community, and then you grow probably worldwide. And last but not least, virtual tours. And you might be like, oh, Marina, come on, what kind of person would do a virtual tour? Actually, Amazon just started a marketplace which is built into their Prime account, where you can do a virtual tour of a city, or you can do a virtual cooking class. So for example, a 1-hour tour of Prague costs $85 and it's a virtual tour. And I think this is gonna grow. Again, I would rather travel by myself and see places with my own eyes, but when it comes to cooking classes, it would be great if I could put a VR set and be in a kitchen with someone and cook. I think this is a market that has huge potential. Thank you guys so much for watching this video up to the very end. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I inspired you with some ideas, some new markets, and some amazing opportunities that are there right now in the world for you to come and grab them and start your own business. See you very soon in my next vlogs. If you're not yet subscribed to this channel, there is a red button down below. Silicon Valley Girl. See you soon. Bye bye.